everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Danielle and this is Danielle's Books. Thanks for stopping by. This is going to be my March TBR. So, if you haven't heard yet, I don't know when this video is going up. I didn't have a great February reading month. I read good books, but I didn't read a lot of books. So, I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things here in March because again, I don't want to get into the whole thing here, but if you didn't see on Instagram or Zach's channel, I don't totally know when this video is going up. I'm pregnant and my focus on reading has been drastically lowered since that has happened. And so, I mean, I'm not going to be mad at myself for that, but it's a little frustrating because I have so many good books I want to read. So this is what I have planned for the month. I do have one carryover, I believe, for my February TBR, but before we get into it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because I would love to have you, and also give this video a thumbs up. Now, let's get into the carryover. I think this was in my February TBR. I don't totally remember, but that would be The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. This book was on my 23 books to read in 2023. I'm actually doing a pretty good job at fitting in a couple of those books every month, and I want to stick with that. You're going to see some of them in this TBR here. This one, I believe the sequel comes out this month. It could possibly be next month. I've read this blurb so many times at this point, but I'll read it again. A dark and devious literary suspense novel about a random encounter, sex, and a conversation that quickly turns to murder. A modern reimagining of Strangers on a Train. Oh my God, I'm having a hard time talking. A modern reimagining of Strangers on a Train. So, that's all I want to know going into this. I have not been spoiled for this book. This is a really popular thriller. It's one that people say has great twists, and I'm excited to get to this, and I'm hoping that this month will finally be the month. So there you have The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. Next up, I'm going to talk about just one arc. There's plenty of arcs that I can get to. If you didn't see probably my last video, it would have been a book haul. I'll link it up top. You can go check that out. It's basically a haul of a ton of books I've gotten sent to me over the last 2 months when I wasn't posting things because I've been puking every single day. So, the one I'm going to talk about in this video is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This is one that I cannot wait for. I absolutely loved No Exit, and I tolerated Hairpin Bridge. So, this one sounds really good. After posting a negative book review, a woman living in a remote location begins to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous in this pulse-pounding novel of psychological suspense and terror. That sounds amazing. I can't wait to give this a try, and it's not too long, so I'm really excited to get to this, and I know that Zach wants to read it too, so we'll probably, it could be a deep dive for the podcast. This comes out in April, so I do have a little bit of time, but I kind of want to get ahead on my arcs as best as I possibly can. Also, speaking of the podcast, that'll be linked down below, as well as my Instagram, TikTok, Storygraph, Goodreads. Basically, anywhere else you want to find me, that'll be linked down below. And I'd love for you to check me out on all those places and give me a follow if you feel so inclined. So, there you have The Last Word. Next up, I have some library books. Obviously, I've mentioned this in pretty much every video. I work at the library, so now I am always bringing home library books, and this TBR is going to have 3 of them. So, first up is a TikTok recommendation, or one I got off of TikTok, and that is Earthlings. I have a huge window right here, so I gotta try and angle it correctly. I have Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. This one I've heard amazing reviews about, mainly on TikTok, like I said. Let me get you a blurb. This one says, this is a spellbinding and otherworldly novel about a woman who believes she's an alien. Oh, wait, hold on, let me see here. Okay. Dreamlike, sometimes shocking, and always strange and wonderful, Earthlings asks what it means to be happy in a stifling world and cements Sayaka Murata's status as a master chronicler of the outsider experience and our own uncanny universe. Like I said, I just heard amazing things about this on TikTok. It's under 300 pages, so that's kind of like the perfect length for me. As you'll see later in this TBR, I have plenty of novellas on this list too, because like I said, reading has been a little bit of a struggle. Focusing on books has been a little bit of a struggle, so audiobooks have become my best friend again. So there you have Earthlings. Hopefully I'll get to that. And then 2 more library holds. I have a newer release, and that is The Drift by C.J. Tudor. I think I just read a C.J. Tudor, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. Did she just come out with A Sliver of Darkness? Was that her? No, I don't know. Okay, so this one says 3 ordinary people risk everything for a chance at redemption in this audacious, utterly gripping novel of catastrophe and survival at the end of the world. So that sounds pretty good. This one's a little bit more of like a winter read, and I'm trying to kind of get away from that. Actually, the next book kind of fits into that category too. But I'm very, very excited to read this one. And I know that yeah, I did read A Sliver of Darkness. That was just okay for me. But I do really want to read The Chalkman. So there you have The Drift by C.J. Tudor. And next up for library holds, one of the most stunning covers I've ever seen on a book, and that is Girl in Snow by Danya Kakafka. Look at that gorgeous cover. Okay, so Danya Kakafka is the author of Notes on Execution. That was one of my favorite books of 2022, and I was just kind of strolling through the library aisles trying to find some new books to read, and I stumbled across this one, and I was like, I would definitely read another book by her for sure. So let me get you a little bit of a blurb for this one. Compulsively readable and powerfully moving, Girl in Snow offers an unforgettable reading experience and introduces a singular new talent in Danya Kakafka. It looks like we're following a high schooler named Lucinda Hayes. She has been found murdered. No one in her sleepy Colorado suburb is untouched. Not the boy who loved her too much, not the girl who wanted her perfect life, not the officer assigned to investigate her murder. In the aftermath of the tragedy, these 3 characters must each confront their darkest secrets in an effort to find solace, the truth, or both. It sounds really good to me, and I kind of want to own this book because of this cover. Stunning. So I'm excited to try and get to this one, and that is Girl in Snow. Now, I teased that I was going to have some novellas, and I definitely do. I have 4 to talk about, and I feel pretty confident that I can get through these because, like I said, the shorter the book right now, the higher chance that I can probably get through it. So, speaking of my 23 books in 2023, I believe these are the 2 novellas that were on that list, and I'm hoping to get to them this month. The first one is When We Entered That House by Claire L. Smith. I don't want to know too much about these going into it because they're so short. This book is literally like 110 pages. So really, really short. All it says for the blurb is, if only the girls knew they were being watched. So I'm excited to get to this one. This is one I haven't seen a lot of people read, so that kind of makes me want to read it more because hopefully I can get a new recommendation out there. This one is a little bit more popular for sure, or a lot more popular, and that is Sour Candy by Keelan Patrick Burke. This one I believe is under 100 pages. Yeah, it's like 75 pages or something like that. And again, this one, I don't really want to know too much going into. It's literally only 75 pages. I feel like I don't need to know much going into it. This is one of Zach's favorite novellas. Zach is my husband, in case you're new here. His channel will be linked down below. So yeah, this is one I'm excited to get to and cross off of my 23 and 23 list. Next two, I'll talk about this one next. We have Crossroads by Laurel Hightower. This is a popular one here on BookTube for like the horror girlies, and I'm excited to give this a try. It says, how far would you go to bring back someone you love? When Chris's son dies in a tragic car crash, her world is devastated. The walls of grief close in on Chris's life until one day, a small cut on her finger changes everything. Soon, Chris is playing a dangerous game with forces beyond her control in a bid to see her son Trey alive once again. That sounds really good. This is another really, really short one, and I can't wait to read it. So there you have Crossroads by Laurel Hightower. And then the last one I want to read. This is a very controversial novella, and it's one I still want to read to get to form my own opinion on, and that is Dead Inside by Chandler Morrison. I have good friends here on YouTube that have called this book trash. I know some people who have really liked this book, so I'm just interested to see what it's about, I guess. I've just heard bad things about it. I kind of just want to read it and see for myself, essentially. This one says, a young hospital security guard with a disturbingly unique taste in women, a maternity doctor with a horrifically unusual appetite. When the two of them meet, they embark on a journey of self-discovery while shattering societal norms and engaging in destructively apparent behavior. As they unwittingly help each other understand a world in which neither of them seems to belong, they begin to realize what it truly means to be alive, and that it might not always be a good thing. So, there's the synopsis on the back, essentially. This is what the back looks like. And there you have Dead Inside by Chandler Morrison. And with that, that concludes my TBR. So I feel like I've got a pretty good, let's see if I can pick this up. I feel like with that, I've got a pretty good TBR set in place here. And let me know what books you plan to read in March, because I would love to know. I actually am hoping to squeeze in some middle grade. I work in the middle grade department at the library, the youth department in general. So I feel like I should read some middle grade in March just to, I feel like it just fits what I'm doing with my life. So hopefully I'll get to some of that too. Let me know what you're planning to read. Like I said, if you've read any of these books, let me know your thoughts, because I'm very interested to hear them. And again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I would love to have you, and check out all the links down below. I'll have these books linked down below. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!